Listen carefully. You will never see that hour again. It left while you were listening to me. It is finished. It is gone. And when an hour is gone, options go with it. Growth goes with it. Peace that could have been cultivated in that hour goes with it. Time is not entertainment. Time is destiny currency. Write this down. Time is the raw material of your future. If you keep losing minutes casually, you are losing destiny casually. Everybody say time. Say it again. Time is a currency. Time is a paycheck from heaven. Every sunrise, God wires your account with 24 hours. The billionaire and the beggar both get the same direct deposit. The educated and the uneducated, the young and the old, the black, the white, the Asian, the Indian, we all receive the exact daily wage called time. That means excuses expire at dawn. The issue is not what you were given. The issue is how you convert what you were given. Time must not be spent carelessly. It must be invested intentionally, because what you become is what you buy with your hours. Redeem the time. That phrase is not poetry, it is instruction. To redeem means to own it again, to take it back from wandering uses, to convert it to value. Genesis 1:14 says, God set the lights to mark seasons, days, and years. Why? So you would number, measure, steward. Ephesians 5 says, wake up, wake up, wake up, redeem the time, because the days are evil. Evil days mean unwise demands. Evil days mean urgent distractions. Evil days mean calendars possessed by other people's priorities. I beg you, do not donate your destiny to other people's emergencies. Write this down. If someone doesn't respect your time, they don't respect your future, because your future is built out of your hours. People can like your personality and still steal your purpose. They can clap for your gift and still waste your day. Time thieves don't always look like enemies. Sometimes they smile, they call, they just need 5 minutes, and then your momentum is gone. Distraction is expensive. Delay is priced in minutes. Peace is purchased with protected hours. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. Plan your day, or your day will be planned by somebody else. Protect your priorities from other people's interests. The calendar is a moral document. It reveals what you believe about your life. When you leave it open, you auction your future to the highest interrupter. The billionaire does not have more hours than you. They simply refuse to sell them cheap. Everybody say, redeem the time. Read out loud. Go, time is my destiny currency. Say it again. Now hear me. Before you try to fix your schedule, you must audit who has access to it, because access is influence. Whoever controls your minutes controls your mind. Whoever occupies your afternoons steers your attitude. Whoever holds your mornings shapes your momentum. The next step is not another app, it is an inventory. We will expose the hands in your pockets and repossess your hours for purpose. Wake up and prepare. Your future is too expensive to fund with careless associations. Everybody say, redeem the time. Read out loud. Go, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. That's Ephesians 5:15-16. Be very careful, not casual, not careless, careful, redeeming the time. Why? Because the days are evil, full of demands that do not serve your destiny. Wake up, wake up, wake up. God is telling you to treat minutes like money and movement like morality. Write this down. To redeem means to buy back, to own again, to repossess what slipped out of your stewardship. Redeem is a legal word. It means there was a title and you lost it and you are paying the price to get it back. Redeeming time is repossessing the deed to your day. It is walking into the pawn shop of other people's agendas and saying, that belongs to my assignment, give it back. It is not mystical. It is managerial. It is not poetry. It is practice. Redeem the time. How does time get stolen without a weapon? Interruptions. Got a minute? Becomes 45. Guilt. If you love me, you would. Manipulation. Tears that schedule your afternoon without your permission. Unplanned obligations. Emergencies that are only urgent because someone else refused to plan. Your hours are kidnapped politely. No mask, no gun, just access, just noise, just a constant drain of quick questions that mortgage your momentum. Write this down. If you don't plan your day will be planned by somebody else. Your calendar becomes their testimony. They will tell the story of your life with appointments you never chose. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. Plan your day, or your day will be planned by somebody else. Protect your priorities from other people's interests. Redeeming time means installing boundaries, not rudeness, rulership. Redemption is not mere productivity, it is moral stewardship. God gave you hours as holy trust. You will give an account for how you converted them. Saying yes to what is not aligned is saying no to what is assigned. Write this down. Love people, but guard your purpose. Jesus loved the world and still said, my time has not yet come. That's boundary. That's redemption. Everybody say it again. Redeem the time. To redeem time is to repossess your life from the demands of people who are not assigned to your purpose. Some are wonderful, but not for your assignment. Some are sincere, but not strategic. Their needs are real, but their access must be managed. You cannot redeem time while entertaining associations that are committed knowingly or unknowingly to your delay. This is why we will inventory. This is why we will measure. Because destiny has a schedule and your future is too expensive to fund with careless associations. Wake up, take back your calendar, and prepare to separate what is urgent from what is ordained. Redeem the time. Destiny has a schedule. Purpose is not a hobby, it is an assignment. When God gave you birth, he hired you to do something on the earth, and the wage he placed in your hand was time. Write this down. Your time is not private property, it is entrusted property. You are not an owner, you are a steward, and stewards protect what belongs to the one who hired them. Redeem the time. Why? Because your assignment requires a protected environment. Assignments do not thrive in chaos. Vision will suffocate in a crowd that refuses to honor your calling. Ecclesiastes 3 says, he has made everything beautiful in its time. The word beautiful there means mature, fully formed, ready. Maturity has a timetable. Development demands uninterrupted seasons. If you keep diverting time, you keep delaying maturity. Pull a cake out of the oven too soon and it collapses. Keep breaking your focus and your future keeps sinking in the middle. Write this down. Interruption is immaturity's midwife. If you want a mature life, you have to protect the incubation of hours. Redeem the time. God works in seasons, seed time and harvest, morning and evening, childhood and adulthood. Seasons are signals for behavior. Some relationships were correct for a season, but they are illegal for the next one. Illegal, not because they are evil, but because they break the laws of your new stage. Yesterday's comfort can be today's compromise. You are crossing into a different schedule, and you cannot take every companion across every bridge. Jesus had crowds, then 70, then 12, then 3. That was not pride, that was purpose management. Destiny has layers, and access must be scaled to assignment. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. Why do associations matter so much? Because people don't only take time, they shape appetite, they shape language, they reshape priorities, and they either strengthen or sabotage your courage. Walk with the wise and you grow wiser. Sit with cynics and you will rename your vision a fantasy. Spend 3 lunches with fear and your goals start sounding optional. Keep company with procrastinators and your calendar becomes a museum of intentions. Write this down. Your circle is an incubator of faith or of fear, of focus or of fatigue. Redeem the time by protecting the environment that feeds your purpose. Before you accuse the devil, check your circle. Sometimes the delay is social, not spiritual. It's not warfare, it's waffle. Wednesdays with people who love your presence but don't respect your purpose. The enemy doesn't need to bind you if he can just book you. That is why we are moving into inventory. We will ask hard questions. Who has access? What do they deposit? What do they withdraw? Are they compatible with the environment your assignment requires? If the answer is no, then their access must change, because your future is too expensive to fund with careless associations. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Destiny has a schedule. Protect the atmosphere of your calling. Guard your mornings. Curate your companions. Choose rooms that stretch your faith and conversations that reinforce your conviction. Redeem the time and create the habitat where your purpose can finally mature on schedule. Now we inventory, not gossip, stewardship. Write this down. An association inventory is worship in numbers. Psalm 90 says, teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Counting is not petty. Counting is piety. You cannot apply wisdom to days you refuse to number. Redeem the time. Here are the three lenses of the audit. Write this down. Number one, time impact. How many hours do they actually cost or contribute in a week? Not feelings, minutes. Put a number on it. Number two, purpose alignment after being with them. Do your choices move you toward your assignment or detour you into theirs? Measure direction, not just affection. Number three, spiritual and ethical effect on your conscience. Do you leave that conversation clearer, cleaner, convicted toward holiness and excellence? Or do you leave compromised, cynical, and casual about disobedience? Your conscience is a dashboard. Stop ignoring the warning lights. Practical tool, simple and ruthless. Write this down. Make a list of the top 12 people you interact with weekly. Not the people you admire on the internet, the ones who touch your calendar. Beside each name, record two things: hours spent per week and the after effect. Use one word for the after effect: energized, drained, distracted, focused, convicted, confused. Keep it honest. If you spent 4 hours and left inspired to execute, write energized 4. If you spent 45 minutes and lost an entire afternoon of momentum, write drained 0.75 and count the spillover. The math will preach to you. Redeem the time. Now the after effect test. Write this down. Whoever you are with most often determines what you think is normal. So check what becomes normal after you see them. If laziness feels normal, your circle is hiring you for delay. If prayerlessness feels normal, your circle is discipling you away from power. If gossip feels normal, your circle is negotiating your integrity. If budgeting, planning, reading, excellence, and courage feel normal, you found a greenhouse for destiny. Normal is powerful. It sets your thermostat. Change your normal. Change your future. Hear this warning with love. Some people are not malicious. They are misaligned. Misalignment still produces delay. A sweet person can still be a slow poison to your schedule. A well-meaning friend can still be a detour. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. You can love someone and limit their access. You can serve someone without selling them your mornings. Write this down. Good heart plus wrong direction equals wasted time. When you see the data, you must categorize it, because you cannot manage what you refuse to name. Numbers break denial. Patterns expose thieves. Vague frustration becomes measurable stewardship. This is not cruelty. This is clarity. After the audit, we will decide who gets protected proximity, who gets scheduled scarcity, and who must be moved out of assignment level access. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Redeem the time. Your future is too expensive to fund with careless associations. Category 1, the distractors. They don't hate you, they just love your attention. Write this down. A distractor is anyone who keeps you busy with what is not evil, but is irrelevant to your assignment, not wicked, just wrong for your work. They specialize in the almost important, the nearly urgent, the can you just, that bleeds your focus one polite request at a time. Redeem the time. Why? Because distraction is delay in polite clothing. Indicators: How do you discern them? They appear most consistently when you need focus most critically. Study your patterns. You set aside a morning to write, to study, to build, and here comes the vibration, the ping, the knock. They invite you to emergency after emergency that was born from their lack of planning. They need constant responsiveness. If you pause, they panic. If you set a window, they push for now. Time, respect, litmus. They don't honor boundaries. They call late. They text at midnight. They just need 5 minutes and it becomes 60. If 5 minutes always turns into an hour, I want to meet their watch. It must be from another planet. Wake up, wake up, wake up. That is theft with a smile. Write this down. Attention is currency. Guard it like cash. The billionaire and the beggar both have 24 hours, but the billionaire doesn't answer every ping. Some of you keep saying, I'm behind. No, you are not behind. You are scattered. You attend every invitation. You RSVP your future away. You keep paying the cover charge for rooms you were never assigned to enter. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. Love is not measured by instant replies. Love is measured by faithful purpose, practical action, appointment, living. Document this. If it is not on the calendar, it is not approved. That is not rudeness, that is rulership. Start with one protected block daily. One. Non-negotiable. Label it by purpose. Build, study, pray, create, sell, train. During that block, no unscheduled calls, no casual scroll, no social drop-ins. Put your device on airplane mode and let your destiny land. Set an auto response. I respond between 1 2 p.m. Install windows for messages so people learn you are not a vending machine but a steward. Protect your mornings like a bank protects its vault. Redeem the time. Write this down. You teach people how to treat your time by how you treat your time. If you break your own blocks, they will break them too. If you practice scarcity with your focus, you will produce abundance with your results. Audit your week and relocate recurring chatter into scheduled corridors. Host your own office hours. Tell your circle, if it's not on the calendar, it's a kind no. Your purpose will thank you. Your peace will grow interest. Everyone say it again. Redeem the time. Distraction is gentle delay. It smiles while it steals. And yet, there is a darker cousin to distraction, the ones who don't just take your attention, they siphon your emotional strength. We will face them next. But today, draw the first line. Guard your attention like currency. Protect one block. Start the repossession. Your future is too expensive to fund with careless associations. Category 2, the drainers. Write this down. A drainer is a relationship that lives on your sympathy like oxygen, operates by guilt, feeds on crisis, and leaves you poorer than you arrived. They are emotional debt collectors of your future. Every time they call, you pay interest you did not owe. You cannot build a future while financing someone else's unhealed life with your hours. Redeem the time. How do you recognize them? Indicators are predictable. Every conversation returns to their pain. No matter the starting point, we end at their wound. They punish your progress. You share a win. They answer with a sigh. They make your rest feel like betrayal if you turn off your phone. You wake up to paragraphs of accusation. They escalate right before your deadlines, turning their lack of planning into your emergency. They demand immediate access, but offer no reciprocity. And when you do help, they return with the same crisis renamed because crisis is their calendar. Wake up, wake up, wake up. That is not friendship. That is dependency dressed as devotion. Let me teach you emotional economics. Time is currency, but emotional energy is the exchange rate. Write this down. When your energy is depleted, your minutes buy less. Fatigue devalues your time. 10 tired minutes cannot purchase what 5 focused minutes can. Drainers inflate your life with worry, so your hours lose buying power. You spend twice the time doing half the work because your peace is bleeding out. That is why after they leave, you need a nap to answer an email. Protect your exchange rate. Redeem the time. Compassion is holy, but compassion without boundaries is self-destruction. Galatians 6 says, bear one another's burdens. Then it says, each must carry their own load. There's a difference between a boulder and a backpack. You can love people without lending them your future. Jesus loved the crowds and still withdrew to lonely places. He healed many and still said, I must go to the next town. He slept in a storm. Rest is not betrayal. Rest is obedience. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. Practical boundaries. Write this down. Convert emotion into structure. I can talk at 6:00 for 20 minutes. Not now, windowed. Set frequency. Let's check in Tuesdays, not daily. Require responsibility. Before we talk, write the top 3 issues and what you've already tried. Redirect Savior, need to the Savior. I'm not your Savior. I will pray and connect you with a counselor, pastor, support group. Referral is love. Unscheduled venting is closed. Send a summary by email. I'll respond during my office hours and enforce consequence. If they punish your boundaries, you reduce access again. Love is patient. Love is not permissive of abuse. Everybody say, redeem the time. You are not abandoning people. You are refusing to abandon your assignment. When you create limits, you give them back their dignity to carry their load, and you recover the strength to carry yours. We have faced distraction and draining, but there is a more subtle and spiritual thief ahead. The one that doesn't just take your energy, it attacks your identity. They deny your growth. They rename your vision. Prepare your heart. We will discern the diminishers next. Redeem the time. Category 3, the diminishers. Write this down. A diminisher is anyone who belittles your purpose, mocks your spiritual hunger, trivializes your discipline, snares at your learning, and calls your maturity pride. They don't swing a sword, they whisper label, and labels lower ceilings. Hear me with love. Anyone who mocks your calling is not neutral. They are negotiating your surrender one joke at a time. Redeem the time. How do you spot them? Indicators are subtle but consistent. Sarcasm toward your goals. Look at you with your little plan. Constant comparison, dragging your progress against someone else's highlight reel until gratitude becomes embarrassment. Passive resistance. When you change, you used to be fun, when fun meant undisciplined. Jokes that shame your growth. Pastor Junior over here is fasting again, as if obedience is a costume. They throw nicknames at your new habits to pull you back into old patterns. When you raise a standard, they lower the room with laughter. Wake up, wake up, wake up. That is not humor, that's harassment against your future disguised as entertainment. This is identity warfare. Write this down. If they can rename your vision, they can reduce your obedience. Words are seeds. Words are atmospheres. Proverbs says life and death are in the power of the tongue. Ephesians 5 says, be very careful how you live, because your environment is shaping your decisions. What you tolerate trains you. If you tolerate mockery, you will start negotiating with your convictions. If you allow cynicism to become the soundtrack of your circle, faith will become a foreign language in your mouth. They call your diligence doing the most until you do the least. They call your studying obsession until your ignorance feels normal again. Language sets limits. Agreement builds cages. Redeem the time. What do? Upgrade your language environment. Replace mockery with mentors. Write this down. Curate your ears like a vault. Change your library. Add books that speak your future, not your fears. Change your feed. Unfollow sarcasm that disciples you into apathy. Follow instruction that pulls you into excellence. Change your conversation. Schedule time with people who ask for your plan and expect your progress. Install a speech boundary. In my presence, we do not make jokes that shame growth. Correct it once. If they persist, create distance. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. Protect rooms where prayer, planning, and practice are celebrated, not ridiculed. Your confidence is a stewardship. Stop renting it to critics. Everybody say, redeem the time. Because words aren't the only way diminishment delays. Some people don't just rename your vision. They reschedule your life. They keep you perpetually available to their convenience, access without respect. That is the next thief, the controller. But before we confront them, decide today whose voice gets to title your future. Repossess your ears, guard your language, upgrade your circle. Your destiny is too expensive to fund with careless associations. Redeem the time. Category 4, the controllers. Write this down. A controller does not pursue relationship. They pursue access. They do not ask for partnership. They demand permission. They use obligation, fear, and spiritual sounding pressure to dictate your decisions and schedule. If you were loyal, you would be here. If you were humble, you would answer now. If you love God, you won't question me. That is not covering, that is confiscation. Control is a thief that doesn't steal money first. It steals permission, and then it steals your future. Redeem the time. How do you discern them? Indicators are clear. Anger when you say no. Your boundary is treated as betrayal. Interrogation of your limits. Why can't you do it? What else are you doing? As if your time requires their cross-examination. They require immediate replies. Your silence becomes an accusation in their mind. They punish you with silence or distance to train you to obey. They keep you anxious because anxiety makes you compliant. Wake up, wake up, wake up. That is not mentorship. That is manipulation. That is not leadership. That is lordship without a cross. Hear me as a father. Honor is not slavery. Service is not surrender. You can respect authority and still protect assignment. You can be teachable without being tethered. You are accountable to God for your time, not to people's tantrums. Jesus honored his mother and still said, my time has not yet come. He respected the synagogue and still withdrew when purpose required it. Write this down. Love is generous with compassion, but strict with calendar. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. Redeem the time. Let me give you language, because boundaries must speak. Write this down and practice it until it sounds natural in your mouth. I'm not available. That doesn't work for me. I will get back to you Friday. Not an essay, not an apology, a sentence. And if they press, repeat the sentence, not your stress. You do not owe a controller your diary to justify your no. Your no is a complete stewardship. Action steps install structures that protect you from personality pressure. Establish response windows. I return calls between 2 p.m. and email before 6 p.m. Put it in your signature. Put it in your voicemail. Enforce it with consistency. Use gatekeepers, a calendar link, an assistant, a shared booking rule. If they refuse process, they are not pursuing purpose, they are pursuing power. Train people how to treat your time by how you enforce your calendar. If someone arrives unscheduled, you are not obligated to become unassigned. You can smile and say, let's book a time, and close the door. Write this down. Access is a privilege managed by purpose, not a right granted by pressure. Everybody say, redeem the time. Because once you identify the distractors, the drainers, the diminishers, and the controllers, you cannot stop at discernment. Discernment without decision is still delay. The audit reveals now the will must rule. The next step is costly, but it is freedom. Choose a strategy. Will you limit this access? Will you lift this relationship to a higher standard? Or must you leave the assignment breaking connection? Wake up, wake up, wake up. Your future is too expensive to fund with careless associations. Redeem the time. Now we decide. Write this down. After the inventory, every association gets one of 3 responses. Limit, lift, or leave. Not feeling strategy. Not guilt governance. Redeem the time. Why? Because discernment without a decision is still delay. You are the steward of your calendar. Act like it. First, limit. To limit means reduce frequency, shorten duration, and move to structured contact. It is the mercy of boundaries. Protect mornings and prime creative hours. They are the womb of your destiny. If it is not mission critical, it does not live before noon. Convert random access into rhythm. Let's consolidate to Friday's 30 minutes agenda only. Script it. I'm focusing on my purpose this quarter. That won't work for me in the mornings. I can't commit to that. I'm changing my routine. Time window your communication. I return calls 1-2 p.m. Email before 6 p.m. Trim conversations from 60 to 20, from weekly to monthly. Put your providers, partners, and persistent talkers inside appointment corridors. Write this down. Scarcity is how you honor what is sacred. Limit access to protect assignment. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. Second, lift. Some relationships don't need a wall, they need a word. To lift means convert the relationship through clarity. Tell them your season, your priorities, your new schedule. Say it plainly. This year, I'm completing certification, writing the proposal, and paying debt. Here's my calendar. If we're going to walk together, I need accountability, not excuses. Invite them upward. Join me at the gym at 6, not hang out at 10. Let's study Wednesday, not scroll and sigh. Replace vague loyalty with measurable growth. Establish rules of engagement. On-time starts, an agenda, action items, review next time. If they embrace the new standard, you gained a builder. If they resist, they just self-selected into limit or leave. Write this down. Clarity is kindness. Standards are invitations. Redeem the time. Third, leave. Hear me with love. Some doors must close for the next door to open. Amos 3. How can two walk together unless they agree? Exits are not hatred. They are stewardship. You can bless people without being bound to them. Scripted with honor. I'm grateful for our history. My assignment requires a different focus, so I won't be available for this relationship in the same way. I won't be attending those gatherings anymore. They don't align with my priorities. I wish you well. I'm moving in a different direction. No essays, no arguments, no autopsy. If they make you the villain for guarding your future, that confirms the diagnosis. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. Redeem the time. Implementation, use a simple grid. Beside each audited name, write L, LF, or LV. Then act within 7 days. For limit, schedule the new window. For lift, book a standards conversation. For leave, send a respectful exit note. Review in 30 days. Measure hours regained. Peace increase. Progress made. If outcomes lag, tighten again. Write this down. Repetition enforces reputation. Your calendar must learn who's in charge. Everybody say, redeem the time. Because when you remove time thieves, you must install destiny builders, or your old season will return with friends. Deliverance from bad company must be followed by alignment with good company. Next, we will replace the circle and build a destiny qualified environment. Wake up. Protect your schedule. Prepare your table. Your future is too expensive to fund with careless associations. Redeem the time. Now we replace the circle. Write this down. Nature never tolerates a vacuum. If you remove the wrong associations and do not install the right ones, loneliness will hire your old season back with interest. Emptiness is a recruiter. If you don't build an environment on purpose, your feelings will rebuild it on convenience. Redeem the time. Why? Because your life grows in the climate you curate, not the mood you feel. Build the greenhouse and the fruit will obey the season. What is a destiny qualified relationship? Write this down. They honor time, sharpen purpose, respect boundaries, and celebrate discipline. They arrive on time and leave you on mission. They ask for your plan and expect your progress. They are not threatened by your focus. They are provoked to excellence by your example. They tell you the truth in love and refuse to sponsor your excuses. They pray with you and still send you the link to enroll. They know how to hear no without punishing you. Proverbs 27:17, iron sharpens iron. If they keep you dull, they are not iron. If they keep you late, they are not qualified for your calendar. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. Redeem the time. How do you find them? Stop shopping for friends in the same social aisles that sold you delay. Walk with the wise to become wise. Proverbs 13:20. Join rooms that require growth. Enroll in the class that intimidates you. Sign up for the professional association. Volunteer on the service team where excellence is normal. Get in the prayer group that meets at 6:00 a.m. and refuses to apologize for hunger. Start or join a reading circle, one book a month. Discussion and application. Attend a skill workshop. Sit where feedback is frequent and flattery is rare. Pay for a seat if you must. Investment is a filter. Pretenders don't like tickets. Hebrews 10:24. Consider how to spur one another on to love and good works. Put yourself in spur rooms. Now make a covenant with your calendar. Write this down. Schedule mentors, learning, and accountability before entertainment and random availability. If growth doesn't get a reservation, distraction gets the suite. Preload your week. Monday 7:00 a.m. mentor call. Wednesday 6:30 p.m. class. Thursday 7:00 a.m. mastermind. Friday 5:00 p.m. review and planning. Saturday 9:00 a.m. service block. Daily 60 minutes of focus build time. Put them on recurring. Protect them like your salary deposit. If it is not on the calendar, it is not covenant. Plan your day, or your day will be planned by somebody else. The billionaire and the beggar both have 24 hours. The difference is not love from God. It is loyalty to a schedule. Upgrade your inputs. Write this down. Your future is hidden in what you repeatedly hear. Faith comes by hearing. Romans 10:17. Replace the morning scroll with scripture and a chapter on your craft. Turn your commute into university audio lessons, not gossip. Let the sink become seminary podcast while you cook. The treadmill becomes mentorship. Teach your ears while you train your body. Unfollow sarcasm that disciples you into apathy. Follow instruction that pulls you into excellence. Change your library. Change your life. Install accountability. Choose 2 or 3 destiny qualified friends or mentors who are not impressed by you. Give them permission to confront you. Send a weekly scorecard. Hours invested, deliverables completed, hours wasted, one adjustment for next week. If you don't report, they call. If you make excuses, they remind you of your assignment. That's love. That's stewardship. Redeem the time. Everybody say, redeem the time. Build the circle, then guard it. Curate the climate, then live in it. Because once the environment is rebuilt, we must quantify it. Purpose needs a deadline. What are you going to do with the next 12 months? We are about to draft a measurable covenant with time clear purchases, counted hours, dated outcomes. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Your future is too expensive to fund with careless associations. Redeem the time. Now we seal it. What are you going to do with the next 12 months? Not what you hope, not what you intend. What will you buy? Your next 12 months will reveal your priorities, because time always purchases what you truly believe. Everybody say, redeem the time. Say it again, redeem the time. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Write this down. Make destiny measurable, not mystical. 3 outcomes by year end: 1 spiritual, 1 relational, 1 professional. Skill. Attach hours to each. If it doesn't have time attached, it is not a plan. It is poetry. Spiritual outcome. For example, read the New Testament twice and cultivate a daily prayer hour with 1 monthly day of solitude. Price tag, 7 hours a week, 6 force 5-minute mornings, plus a longer weekend watch. Relational outcome. For example, restore honor at home, weekly date night, monthly family meeting, and reconcile with 1 estranged relative. Price tag, 3 hours a week plus 1 monthly 2-hour meeting. Professional skill outcome. For example, complete certification, publish the portfolio, increase revenue by 20%. Price tag, 8-10 focused hours, weekly class time, practice blocks, prospecting windows. Redeem the time. Why? Because purpose cannot be funded by leftover minutes. Now, install the redeem the time routine. Weekly review. Same time, same chair, Sunday evening, 45 minutes. Compare last week's calendar to your purpose. Count the purchases. Invested, spent, wasted, stolen, color code your hours. How many built your future? How many rented you to someone else's? Rebook the next 7 days according to your 3 outcomes. Put them on the calendar first, everything else after. Monthly association, re-inventory. First Monday night, 30 minutes. who distracted, who drained, who diminished, who tried to control, limit, lift, or leave, adjust access immediately. Quarterly boundary reset. Every 90 days, rewrite your office hours, prune one app, renegotiate one commitment, and upgrade one habit. To redeem means to own again, repossess your calendar from other people's agendas. Let me be blunt. You can invest time, you can spend time, you can waste time, you can have time stolen. Heaven will not grade you on intention. Life pays out based on expenditure. Psalm 90:12. Teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Number your days, then budget your hours. Genesis 1:14. God set lights to mark seasons and days and years. Mark yours. Ephesians 5:15-16. Be careful how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, redeeming the time. Be careful, be wise, redeem. Accountability. Write this down. Choose one person who can ask you hard questions without needing your approval. Not impressed by you, not attracted to your excuses. Share your 3 outcomes and the weekly price tag. Send a Friday scorecard. Hours promised, hours paid, product delivered, 1 correction for next week. If you don't report, they call. If they clap for your excuses, they are not your ally. They are your delay. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. So here is our covenant with time. For the next 12 months, I will schedule my purpose first, measure my purchases weekly, audit my associations monthly, reset my boundaries quarterly, and submit my progress to accountability. I will not negotiate with delay. I will not lease my destiny to other people's emergencies. Everybody say, redeem the time. What are you going to do with the next 12 months? Decide now. Document it tonight. Put it on the calendar before you sleep. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Reclaim your hours and buy your future on purpose. Your destiny is too expensive to fund with careless associations. Redeem the time. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Ephesians 5 says, awake, O sleeper, and rise from the dead. Be very careful how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, redeeming the time. Hear me, awakening is not a feeling. Awakening is a schedule. If your spirit wakes up but your calendar stays asleep, you will still live like you are dreaming. Holiness must appear in your hours. Wisdom must take the wheel of your week. Write this down. Spiritual revival without time stewardship is still rebellion against purpose. Be careful, be wise, redeem the time. We have walked a road together. Time is destiny currency. The billionaire and the beggar both have 24 hours. And what you become is what you buy. To redeem means to repossess, to own again what you handed to distraction. To reclaim minutes you leased to other people's emergencies. Purpose demands an environment, a greenhouse where your assignment can breathe. So we inventoried our associations and exposed 4 thieves, distractors, drainers, diminishers, controllers. Then we chose actions. Limit access, lift the relationship, or leave the assignment breaking connection. And we replace the circle with destiny qualified builders who honor time, sharpen purpose, respect boundaries, and expect progress. This is the path. This is the practice. Redeem the time. Now hear a decree. You cannot be available to everyone and still be assigned to greatness. Availability is a decision, not a virtue. Write this down. Busyness is not fruitfulness. Access is not love. Do not try to please everyone. Please your assignment. If you accept every invitation, you have already declined your destiny. Plan your day, or your day will be planned for you. Set your office hours like a covenant. Let no become your stewardship, not your sin. If pressure raises its voice, lower its access. If guilt knocks, introduce it to your calendar. Be careful, be wise, redeem the time. Everybody say, I will redeem the time. Say it again. I will redeem the time. Everybody say, I will protect my priorities. Everybody say, I will inventory my associations. Everybody say, I will set boundaries without apology. Everybody say, I will build a destiny circle and report my progress. Declare it over your life. I will not lease my future to other people's emergencies. I will buy my tomorrow with today's obedience. Redeem the time. Let me commission you, Father of time, who lives outside of time. Teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Grant us discernment to see the distractor at the door, the drainer on the line, the diminisher in the joke, the controller in the demand. Give us courage to say no without bitterness and yes without delay. Give us grace to forgive history without re-entering bondage. Give us discipline to invest our hours like seeds sown into purpose, watered by practice, harvested in due season. Set angels at the gates of our calendars. Let our mornings be holy, our prime hours protected, our nights at peace. By this time, 12 months from now, may there be fruit that proves our purchases, character matured, relationships healed, skills advanced, vision clarified. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Be careful how you live. Redeem the time, because your future is too expensive to fund with careless associations. Amen.